Today, I'm going to ask you one question. Do you got tools? Hey everybody, and welcome to Sandswept Journeys. I'm Gary, and today we're going to cover tools. So I got a question not too long ago about tools and what we carry. So I'm going to cover that. I'm also going to cover the very basics, just what you need for maybe a weekend, just a occasional day out, a weekend out on your rig, or everything to like we do where we're full time. This is our home. We live in this full time, and we have to have everything we need with us. So I have a fairly extensive array of tools, probably more than some, maybe a little bit less than others. But either way, we're going to cover it. So come along for the journey. So on the table here, I've got some of the tools that we carry. And I've got them organized in such a way that they're very compact. I can get to them very easily, and I know where they are, and I know what I have. Again, we're full time. This is our home. So we carry what we need with us everywhere we go. That way I can make repairs, I can do maintenance, I can do everything I need no matter where I am. Because as full-time RVers, we could end up anywhere, whether it's on the other side of the country or just an hour away staying in a state park somewhere. So we're going to cover what we have in each one of these items, some of the other items that I carry in the truck all the time with me in our tow vehicle, and we're going to categorize everything, and we're going to start off with just the very basics. So I'm going to get all that set up for you, and I'll be right back. So I've got what I consider to be the most basic set of tools that you can use when you're out RVing, whether you're in Class C, a teardrop, an Airstream, or whatever you're in. You're going to need at least some things. And these are items that you probably have around the house. And some of them are kind of specific to RVing. Some of them are just basic tools. Most of them are just basic tools. You're going to see a variety of names. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I've purchased all these tools myself. And again, this is just kind of my opinion on what you should have as a minimum. And we're going to cover each item really quick. But right off the bat, a good multi-tool. This is just a little kit that has a multi-tool in it. It has a variety of things in it. You can do a lot with a multi-tool. It's got pliers, it's got a knife, it's got a file, it's got different screwdrivers in here. It's just got a variety of stuff. Get one that's quality made that suits your purposes. And you can do a tremendous amount with just this. You can cut wire. You can fix a lot of things with a multi-tool. It's pretty crazy. So to me, multi-tool, number one item on your list that you should be considering. Also in this kit is actually a decent little knife. This just happens to be Cobalt, which is from the Big Blue box store. And this is a decent little knife. I've used this thing a lot. It holds an edge reasonably well. It's very easy to sharpen. It does have a little serrated edge. You can also get these kits that have a shop knife or razor knife in them with an interchangeable blade. I have one of them too, but I like this one better because I'm a knife guy. Nice thing about this, it comes in a nice little kit and very easy to store, very compact. You can just throw it in your bag, throw it in your glove compartment, whatever. Always have it with you. Next item, a 4-in-1 or 6-in-1 screwdriver. This also happens to be from the Big Blue box store, and this has a couple of different sizes of Phillips and flat. It also has different sizes of nut drivers inside it, so you can use it for those purposes as well. Again, smaller, flat, and Phillips, pretty self-explanatory. Also, low dollar item, very handy, but get a decent one. Pair of scissors. You have two different ones. I have a small pair of Fiskar scissors. These will cut just about anything. They're awesome, just enough of a point. Also a pair of utility scissors. These things will cut just about anything in half. I use these more than anything for scissors, cuttings, that kind of stuff. You can cut wire, you can cut cable ties, whatever you need with them. Very handy item. Pair of pliers. Got two pair here. Got a pair of channel locks and a pair of regular pliers. They don't have to be anything special. Again, different varieties, and these work great. Again, a couple different pairs of pliers. A hammer, just a basic hammer. Enough said. It can be a big one, small one, something you have laying around. Nice to have a hammer. They come in handy for a lot of things. Flashlight. This is the cheapest little flashlight you can find. I buy these 2 at a time from Harbor Freight every time they're on sale. They're great. They're bright. They hold up well. And if it doesn't work, you can just recycle it because it's made out of aluminum. So it's not a bad thing. I also like these. This is actually a little clamp-on light. Very bright. It's got a few different settings. And got a little hook that you can rotate around on the top. It also has a magnet on the back, so you can stick it to something and it'll hang there. Magnet works pretty well. Good little light to have. Some cable ties, as I already said. Some big ones and some small ones. Again, buy them in bulk, super cheap. Keep a handful around. Come in handy for a lot of items. A simple poncho. This is a decent quality rain poncho, and these are good for everything. You can use it as a ground cloth. You can lay on top of it. You can put it on if you have to go out in the rain to change a tire or something like that. Get a bright color. Get a red or an orange or a yellow, something bright. And in a pinch, you could use it, cut it up, tape up a window. There's a lot of good uses for this. Along with that, good roll of duct tape. This happens to be the brand with the monkey on it, Gorilla brand, and probably the best duct tape you can find out there. And I keep a couple rolls of this around. Blue tape works great too. Duct tape works really good in a pinch, and it can actually save your bacon if you really need a quick repair. Last but not least, a level. If you got to level your rig, just get a good level. It doesn't have to be anything special. Again, this is from the Big Blue Box store. I think it was like 12 bucks. Buy it anywhere you need to, but a good level. This one also happens to be magnetic, so I can put it on a variety of surfaces and it'll show me if it's level. I can put it on the tongue of the trailer, put it inside the trailer, and just let me know if the rig is level. We run a level mate, so I don't use this very much. But anyway, that's the basics. This is the very basics that I feel you should carry if you're going to be traveling in your RV, whether you're going out for a weekend or you're going out for months at a time. Have some basic tools. And again, to me, this is the bare minimum. Let's take it to the next step. So the next level up from that would be all of those tools that you just saw, and something along the lines of this. This is a ready-made toolkit. This just happens to be one that I've owned for quite a while. It's very complete, and it's perfect for throwing in a compartment, forgetting about it until you need it. And it carries a variety of stuff. I'm going to show you what's inside right now. Also, headlight, so your hands free. This is a decent one. You can buy these just about anywhere. Harbor Freight sells a good one for very cheap. And again, not sponsored. They sell a good product. And indispensable if you need to work in a dark space and you need your hands free. The other thing, good pair of safety glasses, whether you have these tinted ones like this for working outside or some clear ones. Get a good pair of safety glasses. Sunglasses are great, but they're not really designed for impact. And if you do have something flying in your face, you want to protect your eyes. So I'm going to change the camera view and show you what's inside this kit. So here's the inside of this kit. This just happens to be one that I purchased a while back. And you've got some wire cutters, you got a pair of needle nose pliers, variety of wrenches in here, both standard and metric. You got a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a nut driver to hold all of your sockets. You've got a ratchet, tire pressure gauge, razor knife, wire cutters, some terminals, standard sockets, metric sockets, a few other variety of items. You've got a universal, you've got some hex wrench, hex head bits here. You've got flat and Phillips head screwdrivers and some Torx over here, a wire brush, and believe it or not, you even have a electric test connector right here to check for electrical circuits. I used to have a boat. This is what I carried on the boat, and it got me through quite a bit. Great little kit. Something like this as the next step up, a little bit more tools, not a bad option. If you've watched any of our videos, You know I'm a do-it-yourself guy, so I have a lot of tools, and I have a lot of things that I carry. They're probably a little above and beyond what the average person needs. Again, I am not sponsored. You're going to see a particular name. These tools happen to be red. It's just what I chose. I like them. I've always used this brand of tools, and I've just stuck with them pretty much throughout my life. So I'm going to cover these things real quick, and I'm going to go a little bit more detail on some of them. This is the 135-piece Craftsman Mechanics Toolkit. This has everything in it that I need. I can pretty much solve any issue I have in my tow vehicle or my rig back here just with this. I've also got a handful of other tools that I need for checking bearings and things like that. I'm going to cover them in just a minute. This item, again, way above and beyond, and I bought it because I wanted to have everything I needed. I'm going to open it up in just a second, but I want to cover a couple other things first. I also have in this bag here pretty much everything. I could spend a whole video probably over an hour just talking about tools, but this bag alone has got everything in it that you could ever really want to do most projects. Everything from dead blow hammers, regular hammers, tape, different types of screwdrivers, torque screwdrivers. Um, I've got extra drill bits in here that I just purchased that I need to put in my other kit. I carry cable ties, I carry my level, I carry pretty much everything in here, including things like simple bar clamp, tape measure. Tape measure is always handy to have if you're doing projects. I carry a couple of them actually. And of course, a variety of tape, a never remember what this is called. It's an angle finder, and it's a T-square and an angled square. That item, I carry that as well. I carry saws, I carry small clamps, I carry a variety of torque head bits for working on large hex and torque items, as well as the smaller ones. I've got some smaller ones too, and some extra wrenches in here that I might need, files, just a variety of things that I like to carry and have with me all the time. I also carry a pair of work gloves, and in this little pocket here, I have mega tape. I've got a precision screwdriver. I've got electrical tape. I've got electrical testers in here, just a variety of stuff. This little kit right here has developed over decades. This is a bag that goes with me everywhere I go. It's always with me in my vehicle, and I can do just about any odd job with it. On the outside, I keep just what I need: some scissors, some pencils. I keep a pair of cutters, a couple different pairs of pliers, and different things that are in easily accessed pockets. And again, I'm not endorsing this company by any means. Comes from Harbor Freight. I'm not sponsored, but I like this bag. It works great. It's a good size, very durable. It's held up extremely well, and just a variety of items in it. The outside pockets are things that I want to get to quickly. I don't want to have to search around for things I use quite a bit. But this kit right here, again, I could spend a lot of time on it. But we're going to set it down because this is something that's personal. You need to do it on your own. The other thing I carry is torque wrenches, both 3/8 and 1/2-inch drive. These are middle of the road torque wrenches. You don't need to go crazy buying torque wrenches, but at a minimum, you should have a 1/2-inch drive torque wrench so you can change tires on your rig and torque them down to the proper specs. Along with that is a breaker bar. This is a big one. This is a 1/2-inch drive. I think this is a 32-inch one or 28. I can't remember. But breaking those lug nuts loose, there again, these items live in my truck all the time. So if I don't have some of my other tools with me, I can always change a tire. Don't have to worry about having to break those lugs loose. I also purchased the sockets that I need. One for the trailer with a small extension on it, and one for the truck with a longer extension on it, so that they're always ready, they're always set up. I don't have to go looking for them. I know where they are if I need them. Another item I like to carry is just a good fixed blade knife. These come in handy for pretty much everything. This is a Gerber strong arm, and it's a serrated blade. And I don't know if you can tell, but it has had its use. It has been beat on and beat up, and it's just held up well. You can use it for just about everything: cutting, trimming, sawing. I have a serrated blade on it, and just comes in handy for a lot of items. Scraping, and just nice to have a good, strong, fixed blade knife. So let's open this big boy up here so you can get a look inside it. And they make smaller ones. This just happens to be the one that I purchased because this is the one I wanted. And inside here, I've got all of the different sockets, extended sockets, regular sockets, standard, metric, a few tools, wrenches in here, a bunch of different bits, and everything I need is in here to get most jobs done. And the quality of the tools is as good as they need to be. They're Craftsman tools. I've been using Craftsman since I was a teenager. It's just something I've always used. I also like other brands. If I could afford all Snap-on, or tools like that, I would have them. But this is nice middle of the road tools for somebody that's not a professional. So great kit, a little pricey, a little big, but if you need it, you've got it in most cases. Okay, let's move on to the next level, electric tools. You're going to see that name brand again, not sponsored. I just like them. So if you're going to go with electric tools, battery powered tools, pick a brand and stick with that brand, because whether it's this one or it's one from Harbor Freight or one from Milwaukee, whatever brand you want to use, get one and stick with it. The reason why is, of course, RVs are low on space, and of course, weight is also an issue. So you want to have everything as compact and uniform as possible. So carrying a bunch of chargers and a bunch of different batteries around for us isn't an option, because we have limited storage space, and we do have to be careful about weight. So I decided to go with the Craftsman brand, again, not sponsored, but I have all the same batteries. I have one charger. Everything fits everything. I don't have to worry about it. And I also know I can get these pretty much anywhere. I can go to Lowe's and get them. I can get them on Amazon, and I can get them Ace Hardware. Those stores are everywhere. Amazon delivers pretty much everywhere. I can always get a replacement should I need it. So I'm going to take a few things out of the bag, show you what I carry, and tell you why I carry these things. So I carry a variety of batteries. I really like the 4O batteries, but they're big, they're bulky, and they take up a lot of space. So the small ones are handy for other items as well. I carry a light. This light is awesome. It hangs, it pivots, a few different brightness settings, has a really good life, and again, same batteries for everything. I could do a review on every one of these tools. I have a ton of videos just from this. I also carry a reciprocating saw, and this thing it's been useful for everything. Handful of blades. You never know when you're going to have to prune a branch, cut something. I've used them to cut my Anderson levelers. I've used them to cut firewood. I use them for firewood quite a bit because I carry a bug pruning blade. It works great. The big battery lasts a really long time. The big 4O battery clicks right in, and nice compact item. Works really well, and I've had great luck with it. I carry a Craftsman toolkit for my drill. It's got bits in it. It's got a little bit of everything in here, and I like this one because it lifts out and you can get to everything very easily. I've added a few things to it that did not come in it, step bits and a couple of adapters, just things that I wanted to have. But again, I know where I can find it. And are there better drill kits out there and bit kits? Absolutely. But I have what I have. So, and I also carry my chargers, of course, for Craftsman. So this one clips right on the top of the battery. It's very compact. It works very well. I don't have to worry about the bulk of it. And it simply clicks on, charges the battery when it's done. It doesn't take up any space. They make the big block ones. It'd be nice to have one of them, but space and weight, this one works great. So that is what I carry in this bag along with my drill. Now, I am also going to get the impact driver that matches this drill. I do not have one right now. I have a different brand, and it's starting to die after a number of years. But I'm going to replace it with the Craftsman one so it matches my set. Also in here, I carry this bit. I carry a couple of these. This is for my stabilizing jacks. So I take my stabilizing jacks up and down using my drill. I keep this in here all the time, unless I'm using the drill as a drill. And that way it's always in there, always know where it is. And I keep one of the big 4.0 batteries on there. All this back in here, get it out of the way. Another item, this compact blower. This thing is awesome. It just works. It has 3 settings. It's got a trigger. You go soft or fast as you want, and it puts out a great stream. It's a little bit loud. That's the only thing I've noticed about it. It's a little louder than normal, but it works great. Again, same brand, same battery, and it has held up really well. So let's get to the big boy and a few other items. So in this bag, I carry my big 20-volt, half-inch drive impact wrench for taking the tires on and off the truck, on and off the trailer, rotating, doing things that I need to do like that. This is an indispensable tool for that. Do I recommend you have one of these? Absolutely. You really need one? Probably not, but it is a great item to have if you're going to be out there on the road and you're going to do your own maintenance. I also carry some larger sockets in here. These are for the trailer hitch, for the hubs on the trailer, things of that nature. Larger 1-inch plus sockets. These are not impact. Notice they're chrome. These are not impact. Don't use them on your impact. They can shatter. That's a bad day. So I also carry a variety of impact sockets. They go all the way up to, I think it's 3/4, and they cover everything. I have yet to find a bolt that I really need to put the torque this guy on that these don't fit. So great thing to have. If you're going to have this, you want these. And I also carry in here one additional 21mm socket, because this fits a lot of different lug wrenches. It also fits the lugs on my trailer should I want to use this to tighten them down. And I have one in here that fits my truck, so I can also use that to tighten them down. So I'm covered on all my bases with this 20-volt impact wrench, and it has been outstanding. I also do keep an additional charger in here. This is the big block charger for the batteries, so I do have a spare. Because I'm sure you've heard the expression, 1 is none and 2 is 1. And when it comes to chargers and tools, nothing could be further from the truth. Okay, so I just put a crate up here. This is just from Harbor Freight again, and this is a great tool. I also have one of these that's made by Rigid. Again, not sponsored. I keep other things in that. I keep my propane tanks and a few other items in that one. I like this one because it's red and black, like pretty much everything you see, other than my one toolkit, which is blue and black. But in here I keep a knee pad. A knee pad is indispensable when you're old like me and your knees are shot. I also keep in here a grease gun. This is the little micro one. I did adapt it for a flexible hose so I can get into tighter spaces, and greasing up the connections on the trailer hitch and my weight distribution hitch, primary use for this. I keep an extra pin for the trailer hitch, and also in here I keep a jack. I keep an 8-ton bottle jack. This again comes from Harbor Freight. This has been a great item. I have used this thing to change tire on the truck when we had a flat. I've used it to jack up the trailer. You watch my other videos, you can actually see me do that when I'm doing the axle maintenance. And this one has been great. I got one big enough to where I felt it could handle anything I needed easily, but not so big that it was super heavy and bulky and I didn't need something that big. This is a little bag that I got. Again, it just fits everything in here, including the handles. And I also keep in here a couple of pieces of wood, just for stabilization, padding, things of that nature. You can never go wrong with a couple of pieces of wood for your jack. And I keep everything in this little kit right here. So you're probably thinking, how do I keep all of this stuff organized? It seems like a lot. How compact is it? I'm going to put everything back into place and show you just how compact everything is. Stand by. So I have put everything back together. Again, drills, batteries, all of that stuff's in here. This box is my large 135 piece kit. This is my everyday tools, pretty much everything inside this crate here. I have my 20-volt half-inch impact driver. I've got my knee pad, I've got my jack, I've got my grease gun in there, and a couple of other small items. I also have this kit, which is just a simple little bag that I put together that has a few items that I keep in the truck, like those special sockets and extensions. I keep them in the truck with me at all times. I also keep my torque wrench, the half-inch drive torque wrench, my breaker bar in there, and my 3/8 drive torque wrench. Those all fit in a compartment underneath my back seat in my Ram 2500. I know where they are, they're safe, and they're always there when I need them. Flashlights and things are in different places. I keep my headlight inside the rig. I keep a variety of flashlights in there, and I keep a small amount of other tools inside there as well. This guy lives in one of the compartments in my truck. It actually stays in one of the toolie boxes that are up on the back. I'm going to do a review on my truck and how I have it set up pretty soon, but this actually lives in there. So easy access. I know where it is all the time. That pretty much covers all of these tools. And hey, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe. Subscribe helps the channel out a whole lot. So a couple of bonus items. I carry an electrical bag that has everything I need for electrical connections and electrical testing. And I also carry a box full of lubricants. I know technically lubricants aren't tools, but they're part of my toolkit, and I want to show them to you. I've already covered these once before in my awning maintenance video, so I'm just going to cover them again real quick. Again, not sponsored by any of these items. This is just a simple little, I think it's a 12-inch bag that I picked up. It was very cheap, and this bag stays in our trailer all the time. It's not something I need a lot, but if I know I need something electrical, I can fix it. I have enough stuff with me. I can fix most things. This is more for doing permanent fixes or upgrades. So in here, I've got a bunch of stuff, spare parts. I carry a host of different electrical connectors. These are the soldering ones. You heat them up, the solder melts, and these things are awesome. They're the self-seal connectors, so they're heat shrink and solder. I got this on Amazon, and it has been great. I did the underbelly lights with it. Fantastic. I also keep some waterproof heat shrink connectors. These are crimp connectors, but they are also heat shrink. And again, just a variety of them. An assortment of heat shrink, self-explanatory. A wire stripping tool. These things are awesome if you've never seen them. You don't absolutely have to have one, but if you're doing any kind of electrical work in a tight space, this thing will save your life. Of course, other wire strippers and connectors. Another one of those 6-way screwdrivers, because you need that. A more basic set of wire strippers with the crimper on the top. Another set of just a pair of side cutter wire cutters. A jumper right here so I can jump connectors. Test light. Some dielectric grease. A electrical connector to plug in to make sure you don't have reverse polarity or anything, or an open ground. And then of course some random connectors. You always need random terminals and connectors. A small amount of wire, just because you need a small amount of wire. I have electrical tape in here. I also have a small multimeter or amp meter. This one is from Radio Shack. It's that old. Still works great. It takes a little button battery, and it just works. Very compact, very easy to use. Also very basic. So because that one's so basic, I also carry this bad boy right here, which is way more than most people need. This is made by Ames. It's a 1000 amp AC/DC digital clamp meter, and this will do pretty much everything. You can connect this on cables and see what kind of voltage or amps you're drawing. You can check ohms, you can check AC current, DC current, 12 volt current, 110, 220, everything. Great for working on your air conditioners and things of that nature. Pretty much a have item if you're going to be working on some of your electrical components. You don't need anything quite this extensive, but you're definitely going to need something similar. So that's what I carry in my electrical kit. Lubricants. Let's talk about lubricants. This is a 50 cal ammo box, plastic. What I like about this is it's got a rubber seal in here. So if anything leaks in here, I don't have to worry about it getting out, because again, this lives in one of my storage compartments inside the trailer. And in here I keep some dry graphite for the stabilizing jacks. Works great. I keep dielectric grease, self-explanatory. I keep white lithium, some silicone, good old standby by WD-40. Also keep some white lithium, primarily for the trailer hitch. I use this on the trailer ball. I'm a grease your ball kind of guy. So my personal favorite item is No-Lox Premium Lube with a precision applicator. This stuff is amazing. I've used this on the door. I've used it on hinges inside. I've used it on some of the stuff outside. It just works. It's like a CLP. It's made in America. And check out the No-Lox people. They're fantastic. I am not sponsored, but I can't say how much I really like this product. It's a great item. So that is what's in here. Another bonus item that I want to cover real quick is air compressors. There are dozens of air compressors out there, little portable 12 volt ones. There's ones you plug in your cigarette lighter. There's battery operated ones. This one is the RVer. This is the 300. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this because I'm going to shoot a whole video on this item because I like it that much. But this guy is amazing. It's probably overkill for what most people need, but this is it right here. And it has been just a workhorse and a beast, and it has been used and abused. So look for that in an upcoming video. But I also recommend you carry some form of air compressor. So everything up to this point has been pretty generic to any RV. This in particular is a rivet kit. This is very specific to Airstreams, or if you have another type of travel trailer that has rivets in it, so occasionally they're going to pop out. So this is just a little generic rivet kit that I bought online. It's a really good one. It's not expensive, and I'll leave a link to it down below in the description. Go ahead and open it up and show you what's in here. So inside you're going to see we've got the rivet gun itself. I have a selection of rivets in here, and you do have the little drill bits that comes with it, and these are for this different size of rivets. Now the rivets that came with this were aluminum, and they were actually decent quality. I have swapped them out. I am no longer using them, and what I have is a selection of rivets from Airstream Supply, and the different bar codes on here, or different number codes on here, indicate what they are. And you can go on Airstream Supply Company, and again, not sponsored by them, but you can go on there and you can order rivets. Just go to their site, go to the search bar, type in rivet, and you'll see all sorts of things come up. I bought a selection. I think these were 50 rivets per bag. They'll probably last us the lifetime of this trailer, and they were not very expensive. So this is the rivet gun that I carry. This is the actual rivet gun itself. It does have the selection of different tips that go on the end for the different size rivets. I actually used this to build my water filter housing, and it held up quite well. I was surprised. The quality is actually really good. It has a nice spring action to it, and it's a good one. So not an in-depth review, but that's the rivet kit that I carry. So one item I didn't cover that I carry, and I've been carrying this thing since we bought our Airstream. They gave us this. This is a really cool deal. I've only taken it out of the package one other time. This is a collapsing 4-way lug wrench that has, I don't even know, it's got a uh, 21 mil on it. It's got a 17 mil and a 19 mil, but it also has a half-inch drive socket adapter right here. And this thing's made out of a hex metal. It's very nice. It doesn't, it locks in place. You have to push a button to close it. I have honestly never used it, but I've been carrying it since they gave it to me when I bought the trailer. So something like this would be a good thing to have too, as far as driving down the road, or just any four-way lug wrench to take your lugs off. These are old standbys. This is a fancy one, but four-way lugs are a standby. They've been around forever. So I wanted to include that in here as well. So this is tools. This has been tools, and by no means a comprehensive collection or review of any of my tools, just what we carry. And again, this may be overkill for you. It may be the bare minimum for somebody else. And I like to think we're somewhere in the middle, but I have what I have, I carry what I like, and I carry what I feel I need. And I've covered pretty much everything. And remember, you make your own decisions. Use your best judgment. Don't spend a bunch of money on stuff you're never going to use. And if you are going to buy tools, buy something that's got decent quality so you know they're going to work and they'll hold up for you. Again, I'm not endorsing any particular brand. This just happens to be what I use. So I really appreciate you coming by and watching and taking the time to support the channel. Please throw us a like. Consider subscribing. Again, like I said, it really helps us out. Really appreciate everything. Really appreciate you watching again. And hey, remember, it's all about the journey.